Welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps, Departure, Part 5. Today is March 22nd, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Ghosts of Saltmarsh, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Tyrant Security, Tomb of Annihilation. Did I say Waterdeep Dragon Heist? We have a bunch of games there. Feel free to go check that out, as well as to head towards Where Anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures. I had a real brain fart on that one. Patreon.com/indooradventures. You can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that Discord. You can, of course, find the link in the side chat over Mia, or in the link in the description of this video down below, or audiocast. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this incredible show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, journals, aprons, clocks, shower curtains, and most importantly, we also have face masks. That's right, we have 5 glorious, wonderful face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed and done up by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all the proceeds of those face masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So, if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey RJ, who you playing today? And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, things have been, we had a 2-week break as some players, so let's give a little bit of a recap. You all ended up going off to the Feywild, and when I say you all, I mean Arjhan and Gwen, to find your missing friend Cori. It turns out that much more time had passed in the Feywild than had on the material plane, and there are some very notable changes about Cori when you ended up meeting up with them again. Once you returned to the material plane, you ended up meeting up with Caelum back at the Dragon Forge, a abandoned quote-unquote tower that has since had a small community become built up around it of Abishai, Dragonborn, as well as, a few merchants as well, including a notable couple of Fiorette and Winty, the mobile bread bakers that you ended up tipping, I think, 25 platinum pieces. So, they're set for a little bit. They're setting up shop in a place that has proven to be quite lucrative. And that is when you all made your way to the town of Dawngrass on your journey to Shroudport in time for their Festival of Light. Now, before we progress past this point, there is something that I want to denote to all of you viewers and listeners. The following episode of what you are about to experience, as well as possibly the next few whiles, has to do with worms and bugs and other such creepy crawly things. If that is something that you are not into, that you don't want to stick around here for, I understand. Hopefully we'll try and hopefully I'll do write-ups or something, so that way we can get a good explanation of the arcs, things that have gone on. But that way you don't have to sit here and have to deal with the fact that there are worms and such things being mentioned. We're going to try and do better about that for y'all. But That is a forewarning into tonight's episode. You guys ended up going to Dawngrass, meeting with the previous guard captain of Shroudport, one Skavik Slaughterhouse, White Dragonborn, and you decided that you had a means of access to get back into Shroudport. Caelum, flexing as a wizard, cast a demi-plane spell. You all hopped into the demi-plane, and then he cast a plane shift spell, utilizing 2 very high-powered spell slots to help get into Shroudport proper. It was at that point that you managed to maneuver through the city streets, or through the underside of the city, making your way to the city, to the surface of the city streets, where as you got onto the street, you saw that a festival was going on. People had a lot of lanterns. It looked like a great time. Liquor was free-flowing, and therein lied the problem, as Arjhan and Caelum both noticed that at the bottom of one of these bottles of liquor that was being readily passed out for free, mind you, had a small black wormy at the bottom of said jar. And that is where we left off last week. And that is where we are going to pick up today. So, you all know that this festival has been going on for several hours now. But you now have the realization that there is something else that is happening here. That these worms are being passed out. Worms that you all now recognize as being, let's say, for lack of a better term, bad. These are bad worms that can, reanimate corpses and do a whole bunch of other fun things. So, a problem. But Arjhan and Caelum, you are the first two to notice this situation. What is your initial reaction seeing this? It is the 4 of you on the city streets, and I believe you are all currently under a seeming spell, thanks to the Ring of Wraith, the Caelum ring that Cori has. Yep. Uh, there are currently people in the process of drinking them. You see other empty bottles that have kind of just been set up around from, when you're drinking about the town and don't really care about environmental problems. You sort of just leave litter as you go. Gwen, you know that Shroudport has roughly 16,000 people that call this city its residence. As far as trying to find out who has drank said beverages, that's going to be a little difficult. Yeah, they offer it to you readily. Yeah. You see that it is just kiosks that are set up, just little stands where if you buy a lantern, they'll give you some beverage. Even if you don't buy anything, they'll give you some beverage. Yes, Caelum. It is coming from a central point. It seems that whereas previous Lord Keepers kept a lot of their own personal stock of liquor to themselves up at the Keeper's Tower, it seems like Lord Ravenholt is more than willing and ready to share his stores of liquor amongst the people to help them to show that in good faith that he is indeed ready to rule over Shroudport. So it looks like, when the king is sponsoring the booze, nobody really thinks about it too hard. Divine sense? You definitely get some undead from this, as the worm inside is undead. And it's just like kind of like idly just like moving about at the bottom of the jar or at the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, it seems from make a persuasion check to try and get more information from the man at the stand. Is it the wizard? Did you unlock party wizard? Okay. So a 22. Yeah, can make your D&D Beyond look like a rave. It's very fun. It's a dancing wizard. Yes, you do have to find the party wizard. So the explanation that you get is essentially Lord Ravenholt is not he's not from Alira originally. This country is not necessarily his home. And so to kind of treat everyone to the flavors of where he comes from, which they have said is the Isles of Alestria, that he has sponsored some of these very fun beverages for everyone, is to kind of get them to know where he comes from, kind of thing. And they think it's very nice and very fun of him to do. And would you like anything to drink? And they offer you one as well, Gwen. They respect your decision. Okay. So from where you had exited out onto the street, you know that it is going to take probably about 20 minutes or so to actually get to Fang's place. Throughout this time, you see that there are just people out enjoying this festival. The parade aspect of it has not hit yet, but it seems like there are games that are being played. Again, drinks, food, everything is just sort of being passed around. Fun masks are being sold to kids, that sort of thing. And by the time that you get to Fang's place, that their old zesty anchor, you can see that it looks surprisingly quiet. And getting to the door, kind of like, it opens up easily enough. You just see that there's not very many people inside, and down at the actual bar area, Fang is doing the time-honored tradition of all barkeeps and seems to be polishing a glass. And as you all enter into the door, he looks up and has to do a quick double take, almost like he is like, actually no, because he wouldn't even recognize the four of you. And he just says, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you looked like somebody I used to know. Welcome, far travelers, to the Zesty Anchor, the finest spittoon this side of Shroudport. Is there anything I can help you with? Food, drinks? You can seat your fucking selves. Yes, this is my fucking establishment. Do you have a problem with proprietors? Then get the fuck out. Wait, what the? Gwen? I'd recognize that voice anywhere. What happened to you? You look different. Wait. You pull that. Close the door. You guys doing the... Oh. Hocus pocus stuff. Not in the Feywild.
No,
No. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, if you guys are doing that kind of thing... Wait, what the fuck did you think I was going to do? You suddenly appear in the middle of my bar going fang like a ghost. Yes.
The Jungle Man! Well,
What?
sorry. I've been listening to a song, and a lot of it gets blamed on a dude from the jungle who taught a guy a bunch of stuff. It doesn't
What?
matter.
I'm so confused.
Yes, your voices are coming through now. Hello, everybody, and
Hello.
welcome to a game I run for my friends. So now, it's not just me voicing Fang as a one-sided. All of these people play
Fang
characters.
can see a ghost.
Thank you, Tweelan.
Thank you, Tweelan. Thank you, Levi.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody.
It's been 31 months.
It has been 31 months. Okay, brief recap here, because some things may have been quiet. RJ and Caelum both use he, him. Caelum's a Shatterkai wizard. LB is playing Gwen, the halfling barbarian. They both use she, her. Arjhan is a Dragonborn's draconian ranger cleric who uses he, him. Cyber goes by he, any. What a great time. Danae is playing as Coriander, the Eladrin paladin. They both use she, her, except Coriander also used they. They went to the top of the city streets. Some things were said. Y'all went, cool! This place fucking sucks. We're going to Fang's house. And so you went down to Fang's. You said some shit to the barkeep, who you heard the barkeep side of the conversation. And then doodle-doo. We're back to where we were. Super professional. Hello, everybody.
How's that found familiar coffee treating you?
God, this is what I need!
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Dude.
Oh, I'm almost done with my coffee too.
I blame the jungle, man.
I got a bottle of liquor
You did. It had a
with an
worm in
undead
it.
worm in it. Yep.
Nights in the courtyard.
Yep. We're back.
Yep,
Ah,
we're
is
back.
that what you all sound like? Ah, surprise!
Hi, Fang.
Are you a knock? And also, have you been selling the alcohol that has the weird little worms in it?
Nasty stuff. Yanks it out, shakes it.
I mean, I would have sold it if anybody came by to buy any.
Well, yeah, don't. Dispose of it. All of it.
It's evil, it's undead, and it's going to hurt a lot of people.
Why is it that whenever you guys come by and alcohol's involved, people get hurt?
Excuse me. This was happening before we came here, okay?
Yeah, maybe we came by to help you out with a problem that already existed.
Alcoholism affects many families.
You're right there.
So does bioterrorism.
Right.
And this involves both.
Fang.
So you need to help us out here, Fang.
All right. Let me get this straight. So the alcohol is evil.
Well, the worms inside the alcohol
Mostly just the
is.
worms inside. The alcohol is pure and lovely. At least I think so. I haven't tried it yet.
No.
Sorry, no.
Oh.
Put it down. What do you have?
A knife.
now.
So alcohol good, worms bad.
Lord Keeper's up to some shady shit.
I didn't like that guy anyways. Some of my best customers were mages and tieflings, so as soon as, the ban happened, and this is about as busy as it's gotten in months.
Really?
Yes, really. You understand what it does when a place that is primarily for shipping says certain people can't even bring their goods into port because of who they are?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Makes it a
do y'all-
little...
Nobody else is in here, right?
No, it's just you guys.
All right, Cori's gonna go and like peek out the window just to try and make sure that nobody's like watching us.
Nobody's watching you specifically. Like there's still some people that are in the runoffs, but they don't
Right.
seem to be like paying attention to you or the zesty anchors specifically.
She's gonna flip the closed sign and lock the door.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Lay it out, Caelum.
So to catch you up on all the bullshit that's been going on,
Yeah, I think that like as you begin to catch him up and Cori's like locking the door, Fang only had Fang had a couple bottles, and he's just going to give them to Huddle and tell Huddle to just drain them, get rid of them. Huddle just
Or
Gods.
don't, because that would be releasing the worms into the sewage, which is bad.
So what are we
Fire.
supposed to do with these?
Just make sure they remain cold.
All right, I'm just gonna keep
You
them
really
here.
think they haven't al-
Just gonna
Do you
leave.
really think they haven't already put it in the water supply?
chemtrails.
It's in the water supply.
This goes all the way to the top. We have no idea the extent of this operation.
Right.
All right. Lay it out. What do we know about this guy? This worm ball in the sky. Let Fang know what we're dealing with.
Oh. Baby steps. Baby steps. Worms bad. They get in your system, you die, you reanimate as a worm zombie.
That's what happened to Sten Fazeno.
Oh my god. Is everyone in this town gonna turn into a zombie?
If they die. There might be a gestation period where everyone will be fine. Maybe in like a year or two, it passes like a bad kidney stone.
We can't be sure of that.
We can't be sure
Wait,
of that.
Fang, did you drink some of it?
No,
Oh, good.
I drank
Cori-
some of the liquor, but I didn't drink all of it. You have to test to see if it's good before you put it onto the shelf.
Cori, do the paladin thing.
Which one? The
Divine
Uh,
sense.
Oh, okay. Cori's gonna cleansing touch Fang.
I haven't felt this sober in years.
And don't do that again.
Unless it's your own stuff.
Oh,
okay.
All right, so what's the plan? What are we gonna do, guys?
Overthrow the bourgeoisie.
I mean, certainly we can try and find the Lord Keeper.
Yes. I think we need more information here. I mean, as much as I want to start overturning tables in the temple market,
You were listening.
Right,
The-
okay.
The only other thing would be find a way to remove as many of these worms from everyone as possible.
Yeah, but like I think we need to start by cutting off the snake's head first. I mean, like not necessarily like killing him, although that is absolutely a plan that we could do. But we need to get to the top first. We can't start working on the grunts down below. If you're gonna go for the mob, you got to take out the boss.
Is the Lord Keeper expected to have any appearances during this festival?
I think he's going to be making an appearance before the parade.
Still have a float?
Honestly, this year I just wasn't feeling it. Business has been low. I haven't heard word of Stan other than that Philip kid ended up telling everybody that he had died.
He's back at the tribe. He's okay.
Oh, good for him.
Philip, not Sten.
I figured.
No,
as
yeah,
much.
Sten's super dead.
Maybe
Sometimes dead people come back.
Doesn't
Hey.
look at Caelum, looks anywhere else.
maybe Arjhan, do you think Sten would have kept a journal or something? There might be something in there.
We can go look.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Learn from the source. Fang, what is your read on the Lord Keeper? When we last left, he was a fairly charismatic fellow,
Yeah, I never liked him.
but he's cracked down on magic so far. Does that strike you as a particularly malicious move, or does he seem to believe in his cause?
He seemed to believe in his cause. But if you're going to be getting any kind of law passed, you generally need to believe it if you're the person who's going to be passing that law. As far as my read on him, he never came down to my bar. I don't exactly have hair when he was offering haircuts, back when he was a simple barber. Just never
He's
really
not doing
interacted.
haircuts anymore, is he?
Not that I'm aware of.
Makes it harder to get an appointment with him.
Can't we infiltrate?
As easily as we infiltrated the city, I suppose.
That's gonna be another day sort of thing.
Right.
That's some
Uh,
big magics.
Fang, how do
Alright.
they crack down on magic? Do they have things that sense it?
Well, back at the beginning, it was utilizing the more divine-natured guards to detect magic on other folk, and then steadily using those forces until they had got everybody who was a caster out of the town. And then, after that, they, went through some budget cuts on the guard and got rid of all the magic guard.
You wouldn't happen to know of anyone within the town who escaped notice, do you?
There are a few people. People who kept quiet. That's about it.
All right. This sounds like another Fomorian fortress situation. Infiltration.
We've been through a lot.
I'm the leader of a tribe.
So you keep saying.
Yep.
I think I'll just
Anyways.
stay through there.
You're more than welcome to rest up here as long as you'd like. If you're looking for the Lord Keeper's appearance, it's gonna be in a couple hours. The top of the hill.
Enough time for us to break into Sten's house?
Yeah.
We're all business now.
Speaking of, I'll slide 3 platinum across the bar.
Fang's eyes get rather wide and just,
It's been a while since I've seen a platinum piece.
We've been really busy.
I saw no such magic usage in this bar.
Good. After all we've been through, I'd really hope that it didn't take platinum for you to say that, but thank you.
All we've been through.
Well, I mean, like, in the past.
I
not
got
like
taken by a 4-legged Santa man.
Yeah,
That was not our doing.
that's true. But we got you out of it.
I was just as upset about that as you were.
It's happened twice now. 3 times.
Three
It's happened
times.
3 times now.
You have my condolences.
Thank you. So
so you guys
we're
are
gonna head
going
out.
to Sten's house?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Making your way back up the long switchbacks. It takes about an hour to actually get to the top of the city. And when you arrive up there, you are able to get into the Overlook district, and when you do, it's been over a year since you were at Sten's house, but it seems like no one's really done much with this estate. And when you get to it, you see that the doors have been boarded closed, the windows are all shut, and you still see his family placard is nailed on the side next to the door that says "Grow big or grow home."
Well,
Are you planning on just like busting the door open and walking in the front, or are you trying to like stealth inside this house?
I'll be stealthy about it. I do not have a way to unlock the door. If it is unlocked, can I just like open the door?
So the door is boarded, mostly because the guard had to remove a plant man from the inside. And you can see that there is actually significant amount of fire damage that seems to be on the structure as well. It seems they did not remove him under the best circumstances.
Did it leave open air exposure on the upper levels?
Yeah, I'd say there would be at least one.
I'll climb up.
Okay, make a stealth check.
$31.
God, you are stealthy. So
that's not a real number.
No, it's too high. You fail. Yeah, you are able to easily scale the side of this building, Assassin's Creed style, making sure that nobody sees you. And then arriving on the roof of this building, you're able to sneak into the top floor, make your way down to the front of the building, and kind of like open the door and then push open the board just enough for your party members to also kind of slink through as well.
And we're looking for notes.
Okay, so everyone make an investigation check.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Okay, you're playing lookout.
That's my job.
Natty 20.
Holy shit. Okay,
Natural 20 for 23.
so 2 natural 20s on investigation.
I got 11.
And Cori, what'd you get?
You put a boy in a
laggy ass
library.
website. 10.
Okay.
Got a 10.
All right, so Cori, looking around this house, you didn't spend a whole lot of time here. Most of the time that you did spend was out in the backyard. And you remember that there were those, like, plant monsters that ended up coming. So you go to the back area to kind of check out the backyard. That large tree that had been in the back is all but withered now. It does not look healthy. And you can see that a lot of the grounds around here have also kind of withered away. It looks like all of the nutrients are just getting kind of sucked away from this place and are actually being absorbed by this wicked looking tree. And this tree is just not doing a great job at actually keeping itself alive. You go over to the small area where you know that you guys had previously burned some of the worms in the earth as they had arrived, and looking around, or as they had originally come up, and looking around, you don't really find much of anything. Science bros are 2 natural 20s on investigations. As the two of you are looking around, what areas are you looking in? Because you know that Sten had his experimental growth area in the house where he was working on his perfect flower. And then you know that there is a small library, bedrooms, that sort of thing. Which areas of this house are you looking in?
Divide and conquer. I'll take the lab, you take the library.
Yeah.
Okay. So the lab is where Sten Fazeno was when Philip found him. And Caelum, as you are looking around, there's a lot of fire damage here. There are a lot of like broken. There's a lot of broken glassware. It seems like this place was, it was like the center focus for the guards when they came in to try and extract Sten Fazeno out of here. There are a lot of decayed and withered vines that seem to stretch around the inside of the building, almost like it was ivy that was growing that all leads to a center place. But that place has been cut away. And you're guessing that that is, from what Philip told you, where Sten was. And looking around for any kind of notes, you do end up finding what looks like the singed remains of a gardener's journal. That's more talking about like trying to track down the best soil composition for things to be growing in. And from what it seems like, the flower that Sten had been in the process of growing actually worked better on a scorched earth garden. So a garden that has, again, like, there are certain gardens that do better if you light them on fire beforehand. And that seems to be the kind of plant that Sten was interested in growing. You can see also in this partially burnt journal that he was expecting that he was going to be getting a shipment in of dirts that were going to be coming from the northern lands that were coming from close to the Hollow Locks area. Arjhan, as you are investigating the library, there are more of these like vines that seem to just sort of stretch all throughout the house. But not a lot of damage actually occurred in this library itself. It seems fairly pristine from what you're able to see. People came in, looked around, didn't see a man that was turning into a plant, closed the door and left. But what you're able to get from this is you actually find a shipping ledger that you find out that the person that Fazeno had actually hired to bring him said dirt was none other than the Lord Keeper themselves.
Lovely.
And Arjhan, as you're thinking about this, make a history check.
8.
8? I'll say you have advantage on this.
4.
Okay. So with an 8, something about Ravenholt bringing Fazeno this dirt is like itching at the back of your memory. Like you feel like there is a connection that could be made, but you're just not sure where to, like which pinpoint to put or which pushpin to connect that red thread to. But you know that there is something there.
I'll whenever I feel like I'm good, I'll come back down and just explain what I found to the rest of the group.
We never did get to that orchard or forest that got burnt down up in the north.
I thought we did, and we found Dindar crystals all over it.
Right. Fuck. Does that even connect? I don't know.
Caelum,
Yeah.
make a history check.
At advantage?
Yeah, this would be at advantage as well.
Cool. 21.
21. So, Caelum, you were there with Arjhan when the two of you had met the Green Lady, the Lady in Green, the forest spirit of the Hollowed Locks. And one of the things that she had mentioned to you was that before the before Dread Knight and before the other, or like immediately after Dread Knight and his crew had caused the fires in the hollowed locks and everything had kind of died down, she witnessed a man in a large cart roll up to where the Dread Knight's sword had been planted and seemed to collect some of the dirt from the local areas, stayed there for several days before making his way out of the woods. You're guessing that the dirt that Ravenholt brought down for Stenfizeno was from that epicenter of Dendar's madness.
Relay this information.
Oh.
So are we going to go on the assumption that Ravenholt is also our medicine man? Because
Yes.
it's looking more and more likely.
Yes.
Oh my god. What if he is Dendar? What if he's been taken over by Dendar?
I don't think that's their MO.
I don't know how likely that is, considering
He could
my
be asleep the whole time.
proclivity to divine sense everything that I saw when I was younger, at the beginning of all of this. I'm almost certain I divine sensed him. I'm going to have to do it again. Or for the first time. I don't really remember.
That was a long time ago.
It was
Right,
a
but
long time ago.
And you haven't seen him since we defeated Dendar.
That's right. Well, right.
All
I'm
right.
just saying. What did he he changed, right? He wasn't necessarily always like this.
Well-
What if something's gotten into him?
One thing's
Like a
for certain.
worm?
He's responsible for more than just these worms.
Right, Dendar didn't do the worm thing, right?
No.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
All right, things are coming together. Gwen nods and walks away.
Are they? There's still so many holes.
We'll figure it out. We just need to learn a little more.
We need to get a look at this man.
We've got about a few more hours.
With this disguise.
That and until the Lord Keeper makes his appearance.
How long do we have this disguise for?
The
8
disguise lasts
hours.
for 8 hours, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You can always retreat back to Fangs if we need to re-up, so...
Is there anything else we should do at this time? Any other contacts I know? We could talk to people. I mean, I don't know if he's still in town.
Yeah, most of them are out of here already. McCoff, Murph, Skavix. The big cheese is being held under watch, apparently.
The big
alive?
cheese might still be a mean lock.
He's a meatlock now?
Got turned. I bashed him with my shield to get him off me.
Oh, no.
Well, he's a
Oh,
proto mean lock.
well, I knew that part. I didn't know he was still alive.
Yeah, he was being used as an example of what magic can do.
That's a fate worth. That's worse than death.
Yes.
Did we ever? What? This was a long time ago for both Gwen and me. What turned him?
A mean lock.
Meanlock.
Is a
The-
creature?
It's
Yes.
fake creature. Do you remember
It's
when
a
we were?
crabby lobster thing that does
Ah.
bubbles.
When you were in
Ah,
the
ah.
sewers.
It's
Yes,
a
I
fey bug
remember
that
that.
scares you,
Yeah.
and if it scares you enough, it turns you into another mean lock.
That's terrifying. And now I remember it. Thanks for that.
Yeah, so
More terrifying bugs for your enjoyment.
Bugs!
This episode brought to you by the letter B for bugs.
All right. So, shit. Do I know anybody on the ground? The guards? Does Gwen know? Did Gwen have any contacts? I don't remember if. I mean, I could probably actually look at my backstory, but that I haven't touched since we started playing. I don't think so.
You didn't know anyone on the guards, but you did know a couple of Kenku that frequented the underbelly of the city as well. A pair named Jingle and Jangle.
Right. Well,
Still around?
if we have a couple hours, maybe we should go visit Jingle and Jangle.
Okay.
That way we can get a little bit of the underside of this.
We should also
Sure.
get an idea of what the underside of the city looks like.
Yeah. I mean, we should be careful because I don't know what it would take to turn them, but we shouldn't give ourselves away so easily. I don't trust them like I trust Fang.
All right. Well, how do we get a hold of them?
To the sewers?
You could.
Or do I know where they live?
You knew where they lived. Last you were here over a year ago. You could always try and see if they are still at the same domicile.
Yeah, well, we could check there first and see what's up. What's our cover?
Cover.
We're looking to give him a job.
Okay. All right, good idea. Okay. I got this. Gwen will lead the way.
Okay.
I'm so terrified of going into the sewers, by the way, now that we've established that other people may have been draining these worm bottles into the sewer.
Don't worry about it.
It's all fine, I'm sure. Gwen, it's been a while. You generally remember where Jingle and Jangle end up living. They were on the, looking down towards the ocean. They were on the right-hand side of the city in the district known as the Shades. Making your way there, through the celebration, it takes about 45 minutes or so. And when you arrive at their door, you give a hearty knock. There's no response. Give another knock again. Still no response. You try the door. Surprisingly, the door is open. No one is inside. Jingle and Jangle are both petty thieves. There's a huge celebration with a lot of people getting kind of toasted out there. They're not going to be at home.
That makes sense.
They're going to be picking pockets of drunk people.
Arjhan,
Yes.
you're a stealthy person. Would you mind maybe just rifling through their stuff just a little bit to make sure they're still on the up and up? So if we do find them, that we know. Like, make sure there's no, notes from the mayor. The Lord Keeper, whatever.
All right. I'll go in.
Just be careful.
Okay. Yeah, Arjhan, as you go in, make an investigation check.
Investigation. 7.
7. The only thing that you really find here is a thieves' tools kit. And it seems like it was they were practicing on locks, that sort of thing. Like most of it's on the table.
I'm so tempted because I really need a thieves' tools kit. But no.
I mean, do it.
No. I can buy one.
Yeah. It's
I
true,
have
yes.
I have so much money. And I didn't say anything.
All right, cool.
Practicing opening locks, but that's it.
All right. Let's go back to the celebration then.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And as you make your way back out onto the city, the sun in the sky is beginning to dip down. It is closer to around Real life, it's like December, late November, so the sun does set pretty early. And at this point, it is on the horizon, about to go down. A lot of people are still carrying around their lanterns. They don't seem to be any the wiser that something nefarious has been happening in their city under their noses for as long as it has been. Are you going back to Fangs? What is the story? Where are you going?
I think we just go to the hill.
Yeah, to mill about for a while until the Lord Keeper makes their appearance.
Okay. Sounds good. So, as you are making your way up to the top of the hill, once you arrive, you see that the sun finally sets. And as it does, the lighthouse that is one of the key features of Shroudport begins its daily job of just blasting out a beam of light out into the sea, and then on its round trip inside, it will steadily comb over the city streets of Shroudport. And as you're watching, and as the people seem to be enjoying themselves during this, you notice that it seems to almost be angled a little bit more slightly down than it was previously, and it seems to be covering more of the city than it normally does. The people, again, don't really seem to pay too much mind to it, but Gwen is a person who has frequently lived in this city. That just seems weird. That light is meant to provide a way for ships to come in. It's not meant to just light up the streets. That doesn't really make sense. Maybe that's something new that Ravenholt is doing for the Light Festival. And after about 10 minutes of this light going, the four of you see that it changes to a reddish color. And as that reddish color begins to scan over the city streets of Shroudport, you hear cries of joy and cheering become cries of fear as the general populace becomes very terrified of something that they did not anticipate. And as this light washes over individuals, you see some of them begin to hold their stomachs, others begin to hold their heads. People begin to wonder what's wrong with their friends, their enemies, their loved ones, as things begin to change on the streets. The four of you are at the top. You are seeing this lighthouse begin to blast over the city. What is the plan?
Gwen says, "Fuck this," and she's going to pull out her axe and start moving and say, "Arjhan, stop that light!" And she's gonna run down into the city, and if it looks like there are zombies, because LB thinks there are gonna be zombies, she's gonna summon her friends.
I will absolutely take into the air and start flying in the direction of the lighthouse.
Okay. Cori and Caelum?
Following Gwen.
Yeah, follow Gwen.
Okay. So Gwen, you rush down into the city, and as you do, again, things are not looking well at this moment. And I would say that the farther that you get into the city, as this reddish light continues to wash over you, you've seen this color light before. This is the same color red that was on the gems in the crystal forest of the Hollowed Locks. And
Should have killed him when we had the chance.
your fears that you had about seeing these zombies appear, this isn't what you had expected you fought zombies before. You've seen zombies before. These creatures that you begin to witness are not slow shuffling. These are fast. These are creatures with purpose. As individuals who go from holding their stomachs stop and are no longer bemoaning in pain, individuals that are next to them, like hand on their back, like, buddy, are you okay? See people look up with worms that begin to spill from their mouths as they just begin to immediately start attacking other people. There is cause for quite amount of chaos that is currently happening within the streets of Shroudport.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and activate my axe.
Okay.
And I have to roll a 3d4. Oh, that's a d8. No, go away. Right? Okay. So, around me, go away. Go away. Go. I said go away. Sorry. So 10 Goliath spirits appear around me.
Okay. Sounds good. And are you just going to have them start attacking anybody that you see who is suddenly zombied?
Yes. Attack the Zambos, and then Gwen's gonna start like shouting to people who are not zombified or holding their stomach, and she's going to like be telling people to get inside while she's attacking.
Okay. So that is what Gwen and her cadre of summoned barbarians are doing. Cori, what are you doing? As you have followed after Gwen in this, and you now just see her like runt axe out, Goliath spirits are ready, dispersing out, attacking pretty much anybody who seems to be showing symptoms of becoming one of these spawns of Caius.
I think Cori's first instinct would be to like try and find somebody who hasn't transformed yet and see if she can heal them. Like do the 5 lay on hands to remove a disease, and if that doesn't work, try a cleansing touch and just see if there's anything that she can do for them.
Okay. So I just need to check very quick on this.
Lay on hands is for removing diseases, and cleansing touch only ends a spell.
Gotcha. So you see somebody beginning to show symptoms, like they are clutching their own stomach, talking about the pain that they are in. You put 5 points of lay on hands on them, and you see that the sweating, that like the cold sweats that they were having, begin to cease, as it looks like that is actually a means of fixing the issue as a whole.
Okay.
So you are able to solve one problem for 5 points of lay on hands.
In that case, she's going to try again on someone who's already turned.
Okay. You go to try and do that on one of these creatures that have already been turned. You are unable to do so. Mm-hmm. And then, Cori, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is fine. I can do that. D&D Beyond is having a time. I'll tell you what. Natural 20.
Okay, natural 20. So as you go to like slap hands on the back of one of these creatures that you know is already turned, they look towards you as basically from their everywhere, more of these worms begin to grow. Almost like even if you just take the one, your body is now that of something else. And as it goes to try and actually get towards you, it comes to a brief stop as some of these worms fall off of it and try and land on you. And in that act, they use their burrowing worm ability. From a mechanic standpoint, you've succeeded on your dexterity check. Therefore, the worm is not going to do the thing that the name of the ability said that it would do otherwise. So, no harm, no foul on that one. But you do now realize that this is much like the aged individuals in Silt Creek. This is not something that a quick magical BAMP is going to be able to take care of. Caelum, what are you
Gotcha.
doing down here?
Just watches Cori, asks if they can be fixed. If not, he's going to cast a spell on himself to help cut a path through to safety.
If they haven't turned yet, I can help them.
Cool. He's going to cast Tasha's otherworldly guise on himself and take the form of the lower plane. So he becomes immune to poison effects and fire damage.
So,
There is the
what does that
sound-
look like?
It probably replaces the seeming at this point, so it looks like, you know, in Persona 5 when they rip the mask off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically goes to his face, yanks downward, and there's the sound of glass shattering as his armor blackens further and spectral wings erupt from his back. He will take flight, grab hold of the javelin, and start cutting a path through.
Okay.
The blue eyes are replaced with this predatory yellow glint.
I'm here for it. All right, so Caelum, you are flying through as many of these spawns as you can. Cori, you did your best to heal people. Some people, physician, cannot be healed. And Gwen already knew that and is doing her best to mitigate the damage. Arjhan, you are flying through the air. Yep, just Superman pose because you're still in your seeming.
I do have a couple of actions that I want to take
Yes.
on the way. The first one is I would like to use my tireless feature to get some temp HP.
Okay.
I guess this is going to happen over a few rounds. That's a great one. Love that. Love that for me. The other thing I want to do is take a potion of necrotic resistance.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just zooming until I can get to that light. At which point I would very much like to fuck it up.
Okay. So when you get to this light, you can see that it is... You've never gotten a good look at it before, but now that you're seeing it up close, there are some glass windows that keep it from, you know, not just like being easily grabby handsed by any creature that has flying, and also keeping birds out from where it is. But this is a gem that looks like it is the size of like one of the like athletic balls that you can sit on at a desk. Like it is a massive gem. And you can see that this light seems to be coming from it. But there are what look like spell scrolls that have been draped and wrapped around this gem. And they seem to be glowing with that same sickly reddish light. Almost as if something about those is what is causing this large gemmy to become a problem.
Yeah, I want to take a couple of crossbow shots into the window and then throw my body weight through it.
Okay. Yeah, you are more than able to do this. And as you crash through this window, you find yourself that there is this alcove where the gemmy is that seems to be portraying its light out onto the city. And there is almost like a walk-in that also extends into this room into a room as well. And as you crash in and begin looking at this large gemmy, you hear a voice that just says, Well, you're not supposed to be here. And you look to where the voice is coming from, and there is a well-dressed man. He seems to be wearing it's a nice black fitted suit that has golden fringes around the sides, as well as like this almost greenish yellow overcoat from it, that under normal circumstances would almost look like the yellowish orange of a sun's first dawn. And you can see that there is what looks like a pin of an upside down lighthouse that he wears on the lapel. And you've seen this man before with his immaculate hair and well-groomed face. This is Lord Ravenholt.
Yep.
Or at least the man who claims to be. Just, you're not supposed to be here. Very interesting indeed. Now, you could always help me if you were interested. Seems you've made a lot of effort to come here. Make a wisdom save.
$26.
26. You feel a magical effect of a charm wash over you, and you are able to just shrug it off. It seems like they were attempting to use a rather powerful charming ability on you. But you've seen worse. You've lived through worse.
I want to turn to the Jimmy and the spell scrolls that are wrapping around it, and I would very much like to acid breath them.
Okay. Yeah, make an acid breath.
I'll make a dex save.
The Jemmy fails. It's a gem that's just chilling.
And I guess I would want to do this using my Queen's Breath ability.
Yes.
24.
Okay. So, a 24. You see the acid washes onto the gem and then onto the scrolls and begins to sizzle. And it doesn't look like it actually affects the gem, but it does seem to do quite a bit to the actual scrolls themselves. And Ravenholt says, No, we can't have that. What are you doing? You should be out there enjoying the festival, not up here. There must be some misunderstanding. Come.
I would like to think that with the Queen's Breath, Arjhan's seeming fades.
Okay.
No, I think I understand you quite well.
Mr. Buttons. It's been a while.
That's what we're going with?
You'd never
Sort of
told-
like under his breath. Just like, damn it. That's not badass at all.
I assume that you're here with your friends. And I assume that they're probably out mitigating damage down below. In which case, I will offer you once more. You could lay down your arms. You don't have to keep making a foolish attempt at ruining everything that I've been working towards, and you could join me.
What do you intend to do with all this? Army of Worms, destroy everything. That's it. That's your end game.
If you think this is destruction, you are sorely mistaken.
So that is your plan. I will absolutely attack this fucker.
Okay. Yeah, make an attack. We're going to have a little bit of, like, you know what? Let's just all roll for initiative. Some of you are having a skill check. Others are fighting a worm man. Things are good. Things are very good. All right. So, Gwen, what'd you roll?
And
Caelum, what'd you roll?
10.
Cori, what'd you roll?
16.
That's not a 10. Arjhan, what'd
No,
you get?
it's not.
17.
Ah!
Okay, so at the top of the round is Arjhan.
Would this be the first round of combat?
This would be.
All right. I would like to hunter's mark this man.
Okay.
I would like to shoot him with my crossbow.
Sure.
20.
20 hits.
Uh, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
I would like to shoot him again.
Dirt.
20 also this time.
Yep.
10 points of damage.
Okay.
And for my extra one from my Dread Ambusher, more than 20 for 16 points.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. So then next up, Cori. Cori, you, Caelum, and Gwen are all doing a skill check, essentially. So in order to mitigate damages that are currently happening out in Lower Shroudport, what skill would you like to use to try and mitigate this? Your group, since there are only 3 of you, are looking for 5 successes. Over
13 of us.
The Goliaths will be helping you. Still need 5 successes versus 3 failures.
Gotcha. Cori wants to use persuasion to kind of like continue healing people, and basically use that as like a motivator for listen to me, I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna help you. And she's going to basically try and organize everyone to like get anyone who's experiencing symptoms to a place where they can't be hit by the light of the lighthouse. Like this is assuming we've gone back in time a little bit before the lighthouse stopped emitting light, essentially. Like
Yeah.
just trying to keep people from panicking, get them out of danger, and like prevent transformations long enough for her to be able to help them.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
I do that. I probably should have clicked the button so that it could sit and chug while I was explaining myself. 12 plus 9 is 21.
That is a success.
Huzzah!
Okay. 1 success. Next up is Lord Ravenholt. And Arjhan, you have just loaded 3 blasts into him, and as you do, like, he kind of like takes a couple steps back, and then just sort of straightens himself up a little bit, runs his fingers through his hair in a very nonplussed manner, and says, "You have no idea what is about to happen here. And even if you succeed, you will still fail." And as he says that, he takes a staff that he has, and he will raise it in both hands and then slam it onto the ground. And as he does, the ground beneath you, Arjhan, begins to break out and away, and it reveals a small opening in a room below. And what you see in that room is Sten Fazeno on a wall with all of these different vines and growths that seem to come out of him. And he begins to glow with the same reddish energy that this gem has. And as this gem begins to pulse, you see those vines begin to intertwine and twist into what looks like a portcullis formation. And there is a small bead of reddish energy at the center of this portcullis that begins to glow and begins to expand. Then Ravenholt you see that he moves in a very unnatural way. It's almost like he just sort of, rather than walking over towards you, just seems to like glide over to where you are. And as he does, he is going to use his Plague of Worms ability. So Arjhan, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
28.
28 is more than a 19. So you are successful. You do not suffer any of the effects of this Plague of Worms ability. But Ravenholt is right next to you. And there is, again, beneath you, below this glowing red gem, what looks like a gate that is beginning to open. Back with the rest of the crew, as that was that one. Next up, hey, Gwen, because it's not Caelum, because his dexterity is too low.
Gwen is going to be moving through the crowd. She is going to be, I'm going to say, using her athletics, because she is going to be cutting down these bastards before they get to harm people in the town. I assume I'm raging at this point.
I would say that's a safe assumption.
Yeah. Okay. 30.
30? That is a success.
I crit.
Okay, so you're running through the town rounding people up? Is that what you were doing?
No, I'm cutting down all of the infected people.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
killing them before they can get to other people, as well as my duders.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yes, you are more than able to do so, and I'd say with the 30, like, your Goliath spirits are definitely following the chieftain's directive on this one. They are also doing this thing, which very great, very surprising for a lot of the people of this town.
Oh, can I? Just as a flavor thing, this is a Captain America moment. Totally, like, people are like, "What do we do?" Gwen comes in, cuts someone down, and like all these Goliaths move in and are killing people, and she's like, "Get inside, bar the doors!" And everyone's like, "Okay, yeah."
Yeah, and similar to Arjhan with his seeming no longer being there, Gwen, are you just like back in halfling mode, like no need
100%.
to disguise yourself as a dwarf?
No.
The jig is up, gang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Caelum, what are you doing?
Up in the air, can I make a medicine check to basically guess who's about to transform and then just cut them down before they get the chance?
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Okay. Yeah, Caelum, you are and natural 20s count as double successes. So, yeah, you are very easily able to do this thing.
So
like
we've done it.
Did you also get a nat 20?
Yeah, I got 30.
Oh shit, yeah, no, you guys are good. I don't know. Your athletics is like, I got 30. Arjhan gets like a 37 to stealth.
true.
I just
That's true.
assume you guys get big numbers now.
No, not that
Sorry.
big.
All right, so
We're not fucking around.
yeah, no, you guys are really not fucking around. And
So real quick, we're agreeing to kill this Ravenholt guy before it becomes a Butcher of Blaviken situation, right?
I believe so.
Cool.
No communication has been made, but Arjhan went to the tower and is doing some stuff in there. And he has not come back, and the light has not stopped. So always a plus. Next up, at the top of the round, the large gem pulses outward. Arjhan, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
A 14 is not going to be enough. You are going to be taking 4d10 radiant damage, and you will be gaining a level of exhaustion as this gemmy emits a sickening radiance.
Well, that's not sexy.
The opposite of fun, fresh, and sexy. This is old, decrepit, and mean. All right,
Am I?
No. Arjhan, you are going to be taking a total of 14 points of radiant. And because you failed a save within 10 feet of Lord Ravenholt, he's going to gain some life back. He like. Okay, but Arjhan, it is now your turn, and you see that there is this like lattice work portcullis that has this bead of energy that is steadily getting larger, and now Ravenholt is also directly on you with this staff in hand.
That's fine. I'm going to maneuver myself so that Ravenholt is between the portal and me. Is that something I can do?
Yeah. You have wings, so you can just like fly over him because he had gotten right close to you.
My regular breath weapon, or my Queen's Breath, has not recharged yet, but I would like them. I would like everybody to make a dex save anyway.
Okay. So, dex save. That's a fail.
Okay. Him and Fizzinoflower gate thing.
Yes.
Okay, it's 17 points of acid damage.
Okay. Sounds good.
And for my bonus action, I would like to go invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, using Nature's Veil.
Sounds good. So you end up going invisible. And okay, then it is Ravenholt's turn. And as you go invisible, they begin to look around the room, trying to see if they can spot you. And as they do, they say, "Even now, it is too late." Takes a deep sigh. "My sister still sleeps. Where is this thing that I have written down? My sister still sleeps. My brother struggles in chains, but not without loosening his fetters across the plains, and I have learned from their mistakes. Ours is a family found at the edge of reality, with my position as brother a gift by a father uncaring. When all becomes one, they will have no choice but to recognize me before their final moment. Before he, like you, becomes but an aspect of a son that was squandered." And they are going to cast Circle of Death, so I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Does any of that, like, ring any bells? 19.
A 19 is a success, so you are going to be taking half. You are also resistant to necrotic damage, so you're going to be taking, I believe, half of that again. Make a history or an arcana check.
21 for arcana.
So, just getting this all laid out. So you'll be taking half of 25 necrotic and then half again. So that would be 12.
That would be 12, so 6.
Yes. So you have been in contact with Dendar before. You know that Dendar is considered an elder evil. You know that there are a set number of elder evils. You don't know how many, and you don't know which ones they are, but Dendar seems to be this sister that Ravenholt is talking about who remains sleeping. And you have actually come into contact with an individual who may or may not have been a active follower of a brother in chains. You are fairly certain that Ravenholt is speaking not as himself, but as somebody far removed from this plane. And as far as the gift, the aspect of a son that was squandered, you remember hearing stories of there being a great and powerful wizard who ended up trying to get in contact with one of the big demons in the layers of the abyss, and things did not work out as the wizard had planned.
I'm not picking up what you put down.
I believe we've said this on the show before. Basically, a wizard, being Caius, was a follower of Orcus. They did all sorts of things to get Orcus to notice them, and when Orcus finally did, they instead turned Caius into the wormy that he then became.
Sweet.
And so that was the Circle of Death from Caius as that bead continues to get larger, and at this point it looks like it is about the size of a basketball.
Did the acid breath do anything to hinder the portal?
It did not. It looks like this portal is almost being fueled in conjunction with this large gemmy.
And the acid did not hurt the Jimmy.
That is correct. And looking at this gemmy, you're assuming it's because it is a magic item.
I mean, just while dude is monologuing, am I getting any sense of like any way that I can affect the gem or the portal?
You think that removing the scrolls that are draped over the gemmy might end up helping you out in this.
Which did react to the acid breath.
That is correct.
But did not get destroyed. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So that was it for Ravenholt's turn. Next up, Cori. Cori, you are still in the process of mitigating things down below, but it looks like the Goliath spirits have things fairly handled. People have gotten an idea of what best to do in this situation. There are a lot of cries for healers, and it seems like there is a general sense of nervousness that is here in Shroudport. And looking up in the direction where Arjhan is, you can see there is magic that is happening there. And it doesn't look like magic that Arjhan is used to doing.
Right. What was the? How many successes are we at with?
You were at
this?
5. You were successful in your skill
we
check.
are successful.
Yeah,
Okay.
You guys were...
So Cori's been spending all this time healing people and stuff like that. I'm going to assume she's out of lay on hands. She would have exhausted all of her abilities to save as many people as possible. And then she's going to cast Investiture of Wind and follow him up there, essentially.
Okay, and how many feet can you move per round?
Good question. It is 60 feet. But if I double move, I can go 120.
Okay. So yeah, going 120 feet per round, you'd be able to make it to Arjhan in 2 rounds' time.
Okay. That is what she's doing.
So Cori just flies away.
Seeming is dropped by now. I think she'll drop to Raven form.
Okay. Sounds good. So the next up, Gwen.
So he's if I'm picturing this correct, is he on a rock on an island? You said lighthouse, and I was like,
So the lighthouse
Island.
of Shroudport is built into the cliffside wall on the left-hand side. It's not on an island out at sea. It is legitimately part of the geography on the sidewall.
okay. Gwen will look to Caelum and say, "Can you get us up there?"
Offer a hand down to her.
Okay. Gwen is going to. Do I have to be within a certain
No,
range
you just summon
of
berserkers and they just hang out for an hour.
baller? Gwen's going to bark for lack of better words, orders at the the Goliaths to contain and help people and try to make sure as many people gets to safety as possible.
They will follow
then
the
she'll-
advice of their chieftain.
Feels so good to be in charge. Gwen clasps on Caelum's hand and is ready when he is.
Okay. So then, Caelum, it is your turn. You still have a fly speed, so it will also
Of
take you
40.
Yeah.
So
So
double
it will
move.
take you an additional round after Cori is able to make it there. So you're looking at a 3-round difference being able to make it to this spot.
I will say, once we're within 120 meters,
Feet?
my God, whatever it is, when I'm within range for the
Sunforger?
for the Sunforger, I'm gonna no, not the Sunforger, the gauntlets.
Okay.
I'm going to drop so that I don't thunderstep on Caelum and then thunderstep in there.
Okay. Got you. Sounds
So
good.
that's oh, it's the spell. Okay. Thunderstep is what, 120 feet? I'll look it up.
Sounds good. You got time. So then, top of the round, Arjhan, I need you to make another Constitution save from the Sickening Radiance.
19.
19 is a success. So, and it's save or nothing, so you take no damage. And you are fine on that. It is now your turn.
Queen's Breath has recharged,
Nice.
but I think are the scrolls a valid target for Hunter's Mark?
They would not be.
Okay. I could fire breath on them, or I could shoot them. And I don't know which one I want to do. I think I want to fire breath them. So yeah, I will. A deck save from it. It fails.
Yep.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
18 points fire damage.
Okay. Spell scrolls are showing quite a bit of wear on them now.
I'll go invisible again.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up is Ravenholt's turn. And they are still looking around, trying to spot where you are. And they don't seem able to. And so instead, they are going to Gotcha. So they are going to take a readied action and just begin to wait patiently. And they are just sort of, again, smile on their face. They seem very calm for what is happening down below. And as the portal on the gate gets bigger, it is now about the size of a humanoid. But it looks like there's still room. That is it for their turn. Next up would be Cori, who is still flying, Caelum, who is still flying, and Gwen, who is still flying. So then Sickening Radiance.
It's 90 feet. So it's when we're within
Gotcha.
90 feet, I'm going to teleport in.
Natty 20 for 24.
Okay, so you take nothing again. Arjhan, it is your turn.
At the beginning of my turn, I will reappear.
Okay, that is when Ravenholt's held action fires off. I need you to make a wisdom save.
13?
13 is a fail as they cast Dominate Monster.
What's on your blood die?
I did not roll my blood die. I mean, it doesn't... So it's a 19 now, but it doesn't matter because I have to use my blood die before I roll.
Okay.
So, until the end of their next turn, the creature takes only actions that Ravenholt chooses. And Ravenholt is going to smile, as he always does. And he says, defend. Defend this gate. That's what he's going to say anyways. So Arjhan, you've revealed yourself, so you will still have the action to go through from you breaking your invis.
I ready an attack for anybody who would come and attack the gate.
Okay. And Ravenholt walks next to you at the edge of this gate as this gemmy is glowing, as the gate continues to emerge. And Cori, as you are soaring up with your investiture of wind, Caelum, you and Gwen are also making your way up. You see Arjhan with his crossbow, and you see this well-dressed man standing in front of this glowing red gem. And as it crosses over behind them, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening, because we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Everyone's audio is on.
Steven!
Oh, Jesus. Does that have a light on it?
Yeah, it does,
It's a
and
mask.
it syncs to my voice.
Well,
It's
that's
awesome, isn't it?
crazy.
Hey, if you're looking for artwork, you should totally check out. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. It takes a minute.
Does that say DanaeKeener.com as a scroll?
DanaeKeener.com.
That's fucking amazing.
great.
That is
I
the
could also,
best
like-
use for that I've ever seen.
Ooh, ooh.
You're like
have
the
fun
guy
here.
from Watch Dogs now.
I'm like Zero from Borderlands.
Yeah. It's good time. All right.
I forgot that I told him to do this for the bit, and I was all like, why is his voice so muffled?
Oh my gosh.
Because he
Oh
was
my God.
eating.
No, I had some chocolate too.
Mm.
Nice. All right.
It's Godiva.
Speaking of Godiva, if you want to sponsor
No,
the
we are not
stream.
associating that with worms. Get out of here.
But speaking of things that friends do together, let's get back to the game, shall we? So, Arjhan has been taken over with a Dominate Monster spell by Ravenholt, who has told him to defend the Gemmy in the gate. Seems pretty easy. Cori, you are making your way up towards your friends, and as you enter into a space that's about 120 feet away from said tower, Arjhan, I believe you had a held action.
Yep. Who's coming in?
It would be Cori.
It's me. Don't worry, Arjhan, I'm coming.
Natural 1.
Good. Solid.
Uh-huh.
Natural 20.
Isn't Investiture of Wind up? So that's range attacks at disadvantage.
Ah, yes, indeed. If I'm still flying, it's the Investiture of Wind is up.
18.
18 does not hit.
Saving your ass out here.
Okay. And Ravenholt also had some things to do about that, as they are going to cast an Eldritch Blast at you.
Well, doesn't his action come after mine?
He has legendary actions. Or no, he can't use... No, he can use legendary action because we rolled over Cori's. That's when you're... It's when you're held action, so he has to wait for the end of Cori's turn. There. But yes,
Okay.
that is what his plan is.
Did we decide whether or not Arjhan could count as a willing participant in a cleansing touch?
I would say that he would count as willing because he was told to defend, not like, oh, forget your friends and everything here. Like, he is still technically an ally. He's just an ally with a different directive.
All right. So Cori comes flying towards him. The crossbow bolt goes pang off of her wings, and she just comes right in, puts a hand on his forehead, and dismisses the spell.
Question, do you have to use lay on hands points for cleansing touch?
I do not.
Cool.
It's a completely different thing.
Neat.
You just sat there and waited. You're all like, I'm going to ruin her day.
Just wanted to check.
But yep, that's my action.
Okay.
She'll basically dismiss the spell on him and say, "What's going on? What do you need?"
He's summoning something. Destroy the scrolls.
All right. She looks over at those scrolls and she's like, "Got it."
He's right there. He's like 10 feet away from where you guys are.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. We don't care what he thinks.
Yeah. No, but I just like, what is he up to? He's doing this. Take the scrolls. And he's like, hello.
Hi there.
Yeah, that's it for her for now.
Okay. End of your turn.
Next turn. You know what? She's gonna face step next to him
Sure.
for reasons. Slurp. Necrotic damage.
How much? What's your charisma?
It's 4. My charisma is 4.
So 20. Got it.
Aha.
Okay.
I did write this down somewhere, but I have to dig through to find. But you've got it. You got it. We've got it, and we're good.
Excellent. So now that you have ported next to them, they will use a legendary action.
That's fine.
They will use said legendary action to make a slam attack towards you.
Okay.
So that is a 23 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. D&D's on the struggle bus.
It is against being poisoned, if that helps.
No, not for me. 17. I don't think that makes it.
Okay, that does not. You are poisoned until the end of the next turn. And you also take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
I reduced that, so I only take 1.
Yes. And that was end of Cori's turn. Next up is Caelum and Gwen, but they were around behind. But Gwen, you had wanted to use your gauntlets, drop away from Caelum, and then get yourself in there.
Am I
Yeah.
within 90?
You will be at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Once we're within 90, Gwen will like detach, fall so I'm not within 10 feet, and then
Okay.
parallelogram, get in there.
Alrighty. So you managed to get in there, and so you see a well-dressed man, fine-looking face and features, staff in one hand. Currently, Cori in Raven form is up next to him, and Arjhan is like crossbow pointing at this large gem that has all of these like spell scrolls around it. And then there is an opening in the floor underneath, and you see what looks like it was Sten Fazeno at one point, but at the center of this like viney gate that is being opened, there is at this point something large enough for one of your Aurochs to actually make its way through. That has just seemed to be going into like this like reddish blackness. You can't see any features past it, but you know that there is something past that. Like there's no surface tension or wall. There is something that is being made that is a gate to somewhere or something.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action rage because I'm sure it's dropped by now. And then I'm going to use my
You would have had to use your action.
right.
for the
I'm gonna
gauntlets.
use my action surge
Got it.
to okay, so the thing going on with Sten, does it look like he is the epicenter of this?
It looks like he got appropriated as magical components.
Right. How far away is he from us?
Maybe about 15 feet. Most of that being down.
This seems like a very bad thing to Gwen. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw the Sun Forger at him.
Okay.
I'm going to try and blow him up.
Sure.
Right? This is bad. This is bad stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a 20-foot sphere. I don't think it goes around walls. It's not a fireball.
No.
That's 24 damage.
And is it radiant or is it fire damage?
It is fire damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So the fire bursts in this area, and you see it erupts out and up, and then comes back in. A lot of these roots and other vines are singed. Most of them are burning, but that gate is now unstably still growing. It looks like it is still reaching a critical mass, but you have done quite a bit of damage to it.
Cool. Gwen's gonna just say like, I'll go stop that thing.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
it.
good. And then Caelum, you were using the remainder of your turn, or at the end of your turn, you reach that 90 feet, so you are 90 feet away. Seeing this, Gwen throws Sunforger down into a small room. You see light pop up. Arjhan is there with a crossbow looking at this gem covered in scrolls. And Cori is next to a well-dressed, well-looking man. Caelum, make an Arcana check for me.
21.
21. So you know that these spell scrolls laid over this gemmy are definitely connected to something. It looks like the glowing on the scrolls is at least connected to the light that is washing over the town.
How big is the gemmy?
The gemmy is the size of a like a large sitting ball. So like yay big.
Cool.
is very large and incredibly expensive.
Oh, I'm gonna use an action to dimension door next to the gemmy.
So
Oh no, I
it
can't
would've-
do
yeah,
that.
it was
I
end
can't
of
do
your
that.
turn, so this is more just
Yeah.
like giving you a setting to come into next round.
Got it. Cool.
Start of the round. Gwen, Cori, and Arjhan, Constitution saves. As this gemmy pulses out this sickening radiance.
17.
17, success.
Ten.
Okay, that is a fail.
Is this a poison effect?
It is not.
22.
22 is a success. So Gwen.
Is this a spell?
Yes.
But he's not within 5 feet of me.
He is not casting it.
It's a
It's
continued
a, it's a
effect.
spell effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that is Gwen. You are going to be taking a total of 26 points of radiant damage, and then you gain a level of exhaustion. Okay. Sounds good. So then, Arjhan.
Queen's Wrath does not come back. I'm gonna hold up my crossbow, turn the chamber, so that the bolts start doing fire damage, and I'm just gonna keep shooting at the scrolls.
Okay.
24 to hit.
That'll hit. You're looking for a 14.
It's 11.
Okay, 11 misses.
No, 11
an
points of fire damage.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Then 16 to hit
Also hits.
for 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. So, with the combined damage that you have all been putting on, these scrolls look like they are on their last limb. There is not much that is keeping them on this large gemmy themselves. Then, is there anything else that you would like to do?
That Hail of Thorns sure would have been nice, but no. No, I don't want to do anything else.
Okay. So now it is Ravenholt's turn. And they are going to sidestep around Cori. So that way they are within 10 feet of Cori, Gwen, and Arjhan. And they look out and see Caelum making their way towards the opening.
Quick question: does he provoke?
He does not. He's just moving around in your sphere of influence, area of attack. That's the word that we're looking for. Okay.
Just checking. Go on. Sorry.
And he says, "Do you have any idea how long it has taken me to align my stars? An age of darkness will come for all of you, and when it does, your moon will not shine in the night, your sun will not burn during your days. To wait for the stirring of my serpentine sister, to wait to find a vessel of my own foolhardy enough to traverse my chasm, to wait while each and every one of them down there lined up like ants in need of leadership, waiting for a moment when their worries for tomorrow would be taken from them." And as Ravenholt says this, he reaches up with his hands to the back of his jaw, and you see him begin moving his face forward. And as he does, his face comes off like a mask. And behind that mask is nothing but a mass of worms with 2 bright red eyes gleaming, looking towards your group as he uses Plague of Worms yet again. So Cori, Gwen, and Arjhan, I need you each to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a spell he's casting?
It is not. It is his innate ability.
26.
A dex save?
Yes. 26, success.
It's an effect you can see.
It's true.
Wish you
Oh
didn't.
boy. 13.
13 is a fail.
Oh, if they're all standing there, do they get a buff from Cori?
Yes.
Oh yeah, +4 from me.
Still fails.
I still got a 12.
Okay. So Cori and Gwen, both of you are blinded and restrained by a mass of
Ooh.
swarming worms.
Ooh, I hate it.
So, as a heads up, blinded and restrained. Something to mulch on.
Hey, thanks for that heads up there, buddy.
Yes. Because 2 of you failed saving throws, Ravenholt gets extra health. Yay him. What a good guy. Stand-up individual, really. And that is going to be it for their turn. So then next up is Cori, who is blind and restrained.
Okay.
Covered
my
in,
speed.
surrounded in worms.
My speed is 0. Can't benefit from any bonus to my speed. My attack rolls against me have advantage, and my attack rolls have disadvantage.
Mhm.
I have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. I already have disadvantage from not being able to see, and I can't use any of the spells that require me to be able to see my target, as well as other things. Let me double check something real quick. I've already used my face step. Not abjure enemy, but vow of enmity. Choose a creature you can see within 10 feet. Okay, that answers my question. And one more thing. Sorry, God, there's so much to use my search feature for this. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Haha, I do not need to see for this one. Let's give it a go. I'm going to try and cast Dispel Magic on the crystal. Or the portal.
You would not be able to see the portal.
Yes, but it
This is-
says choose a thing within range, not a thing that you
Okay.
can see.
Gotcha.
That's what I was checking.
Make a spellcasting ability check.
Yep.
To use
And
your
I'm gonna have to
dispel
do it at
magic?
disadvantage
Yep.
since I'm poisoned. Which is fine. I wanted to try anyway. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'd like to try. Taking a while to roll. I don't think a 13 is gonna do it, is it?
13 will not.
Oh shit, it's a 15.
Still not gonna make it on that spell.
No, it was a 13. Sorry, never mind.
Either way.
That's it for me.
What
Sorry.
a roller coaster!
It's fine. Okay.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay.
Cori gets buried in worms. Ah!
So at the end of your turn, Ravenholt is going to use a legendary action. Each creature restrained by the Plague of Worms will take some necrotic damage, and then Ravenholt gains some life. It's a good time. Had by all, I'm sure.
I'm sorry, what did he do to us?
You are restrained and blinded because of the Plague of Worms.
No, I know that.
His legendary
Sorry.
action is called Feed, and it allows
Oh,
him to just
awesome.
deal necrotic damage to you, gain some health back. So you are going to be taking a total of 11 points of necrotic. Then he gained more health.
Since I'm a necromancer, do I make it?
Oh, now you're a necromancer.
I hate this game.
So what was your question now that you're a necromancer?
No, I was,
Okay.
I was just making a joke.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Just wanted to check. All right, so that was end of Cori's turn. Next up is Ravenholt already went. So then it would be Gwen, who is blinded and restrained.
Gwen is going to. Could I attempt to make an athletics check to get out of this?
So this is... You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So,
It's a dex save.
Yes. So Cori, also, you would need to make that dex save as well.
I hadn't done that yet.
Okie dokie.
When you're restrained, you do dex saves at disadvantage.
Did you guys... Did I deal damage when that happened? Or did I just say you were restrained and stuff?
You just said you were restrained. Did you do damage
cool.
with that?
You were supposed to take damage. Sorry about that. Let me get that.
Don't worry about it. I didn't get out.
Okay. Show enough. So you would have taken 39 points of necrotic damage each.
Boy, howdy.
Ouch. Oof,
Okay.
owie.
Ouch.
That's a lot of damage.
My bones.
My soul. I would like to use my action to attack recklessly, since I'm already restrained.
Okay.
I haven't been rolling actual dice, so let's...
So your attacks are rolling it flat.
Right.
Yeah.
So 2 attacks. Oh god. Rolling flat. Okay. Plus with the runt axe is 25 and 16.
So 16 is just enough to hit Ravenholt.
Baller. Okay. 7 plus so 17 on the first hit and 22 on the second hit.
At disadvantage? Nice.
No, that's for
damage.
For damage.
Okay, and what did you roll to hit on the second one?
I rolled like 26
Okay,
and then
yeah, you're fine.
the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
He's rolling it flat.
I
now
have
'cause you're
plus
reckless.
13 now.
Okay. Sounds
These are the wormies. Does it seem to be effective?
good. If you weren't blind, you could see that your attacks are going into Ravenholt. And he's like, you were attacking Ravenholt, right? Not the worms that were on you.
I was trying to get out of what I'm in.
So
but...
you just make that save at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Then,
this was just
yes,
an attack
attacking
towards him. He was within range of you, so you're good on that.
Cool. So
Yes.
Gwen moving with these, she's just dripping in worms, throwing her axe, throwing hands, and then I'm going to make a dexterity save at disadvantage, and I can't see it, so that's just still at disadvantage.
Yes.
Right. I can't see it because I am blinded, even though it's the thing that's restraining me. Oh, how's it 3?
Nope.
Okay.
Not gonna do it, champ.
All right. Gwen is going to, she is shouting in the way that she had. I was going to say that she shouted when she was on fire, but I don't know if she's ever been on fire. It's like.
Once.
Yeah,
City
that
brass.
That one.
Okay.
But she is swinging wildly. And as my bonus action, then, I'm going to second wind.
Seems checks out.
Okay, cool. Because I can't see, so I can't use my my echoes. Okay, cool. That's my turn.
I've lost concentration on my investiture of wind.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Caelum. You now are 90 feet away from this opening. You can see, again, gout of fire pop up from a hole that was in the ground. Arjhan is shooting this large magic gemmy with these spell scrolls that look like they are about to give way. Ravenholt has taken off of his face and revealed that he is just made of worms underneath. And Cori and Gwen are also covered head to toe in said worms, trying very hard to still move, but it looks like they are having difficulties in that.
There's a moment of pause as Caelum thinks to himself, this isn't the weirdest thing I've seen all year. As he flies 40 feet forward, and he's going to cast Ray of Ravens, targeting the Gemmy and splitting 3/3. So 3 to hit the spell scrolls, 3 to hit
Ravenholt?
Ravenholt.
Okay.
Yeah. First 3 for Gemmies. Does a 12 hit.
No.
Does a 14 hit.
Yes.
Oh, shit. And a 13.
13 does not.
So the Gemmy is going to take, max 12 points of fire damage.
From Ray of Ravens?
Oh, sorry, psychic damage?
Yep.
Shit.
So most inanimate objects you know of are immune to psychic damage.
Yeah, can I just redirect that at Ravenholt?
Yeah,
then?
you can do that.
Yeah, cool. So I'm guessing
RJ, the one who remembers everything.
I've had a week. I made a level 5 character for you in 30 minutes. Leave me alone.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Someone about to throw hands.
Does a 19 hit Ravenholt?
Yes, it does.
For 8 points of fire damage.
Psychic.
Sorry, psychic. Because I keep on thinking Scorching Ray. 25
Yep.
for... Oh, that's pathetic. 5 points of psychic. And the last one is a natural 1, so that's not going to hit.
So, as these ravens hit against Ravenholt, you are used to creatures of a single mind. As the psychic damage strikes against Ravenholt, you see, like, that where normally there would be pain is then spread amongst every single collective mind of the worms until it is just a slight twinge. They are immune to psychic damage.
Bonus action, Blessing of the Raven Queen into the tower. And look down, see the unstable portal. Look up to everyone else.
So you look down. The portal is at this point in the entire side wall of this room.
Don't like that.
You see something move behind the portal.
Nice. Can I make an Arcana check on the portal to discern anything substantial?
you
Extra
certainly
dimensional
can.
space? Like, where does it pop out from?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. How does a 22 look?
Well, you see this portal, and you realize that it is not a portal. This is a gate. And this gate is being held open to the far realm, to a place beyond that, possibly Caius's home. And there is something moving beyond this gate.
Caelum is gonna yell, "Shut it down," to everyone who can hear.
Okay.
From beneath a worm pile.
Arjhan.
Sickening Radiance.
Yep, Sickening Radiance at the top of the turn, so everybody now needs to make Constitution save.
18.
18. That's a
without Cori's buff.
Yep.
Is this at disadvantage? Is it all saving throws?
Just dexterity
just-
is at disadvantage.
This is con, so you're good.
No, for Caelum.
13.
Okay.
That's a no from me, dog.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Cori, you said you failed.
Well, it's not what I said, but that's what I'm getting.
Okay. That sounds good. Caelum, you also said you rolled very low. Gwen, you also said that you rolled very low. So Arjhan, you're good on this. Everyone else is going to be taking 23 points of radiant damage and gains yet another level of exhaustion. Arjhan, it is now your turn.
I would like to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
And try to point blank the spell scrolls. So, yeah, first attack. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
14 points of fire damage, and then if it needs to make a dexterity save to avoid being pierced by a whole bunch of shotgun blasted thorns, that's going to be another d10
Okay. So
for piercing damage.
it fails.
So 4.
And you are able to pepper these spell scrolls enough that they are rendered inert. And the Gemmy that was broadcasting this light is no longer broadcasting said light. The barrier for this gate begins to shudder.
I would like to turn my attention on Ravenholt.
Okay.
And shoot him.
Do it.
16.
Okay. 16 just hits.
I would like to mark him as my favorite foe.
Okay.
And he'll be taking 11 points of fire damage. And then on top of that, 8 more points of fire damage. So 19 total.
Okay. Sounds good.
That was my bonus action and action.
Awesome. So now it is Ravenholt's turn. So, Gwen and Cori, both of you are still restrained by the plague of worms that had hit upon you last turn. He does not regain the ability. However, you both are going to be taking a total of 21 points of necrotic damage as the worms continue to feast.
Cori's looking real bad.
Cori's not looking at anything.
It's because she can't see.
Okay, so that was the start of Ravenholt's turn, and he is going to... He's going to see and hope one last time. Arjhan, make a wisdom save for me as he goes to cast Dominate Monster.
28.
28.
I'm using the blood die.
Okay, you succeed as his spell fails. And as the spell fails and Ravenholt looks at the four of you...
He cast a spell.
He did.
We're both mage slayers.
He did.
Do we have to see it?
I was just gonna check that, actually.
A creature that you can
Within 5
use
feet
your
of you
reaction-
casts a spell. Doesn't say anything about seeing him. Let's do this.
Okay.
I attack recklessly
Natural
this
natural.
round, so it's just a straight roll, right?
Yep.
Cori said, my bullshit senses are tingling.
I have to listen so hard for spells nowadays because everything has a magical effect that's just innate.
How's it? You know, Gwen has lucky. I bet you could go back and count how many times I've rolled a 1 on this show on like one hand. I rolled a 2. That's a 15. Does that count?
A 15 does not hit him.
That makes sense. Come on,
Okay.
Cori.
Sorry, D&D is chugging something fierce. When I say D&D, I do mean D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
The first thing I rolled was a 14 on the die. Give me a second. Which would be a 25 to hit. But let's see what this one turns out to be. That's a 7 on the die, which would be an 18 to hit, which I do know hits.
Yes.
I'm gonna smite at my highest spell slot.
Smite his ass.
Cori's very upset. So first of all, I'm gonna have to wait for this to chug again for slashing damage. I'm so sorry. This is so much time. 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then undead, correct?
No.
No. Well then. I
Star
suppose-
spawn.
I'm a motherfucking star.
Aberration.
25
Okay.
radiant damage. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry it takes so long.
That's okay. So that was end of Cori's turn. Then next up, Caelum.
That was the end of his turn.
Yes. Yeah, because he tried to use spell, could not. Cori hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's Cori's turn yet again.
Hello, I'm Cori. I'm going to cast Guardian of Nature. I am taking on the Great Tree form. I gain 10 temporary hit points. I make Constitution saving throws with advantage. I make Dexterity and Wisdom-based attack rolls with advantage. And while I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies. You know what? I thought this was something else. Never mind. I'm taking on the Primal Beast. Sorry.
Okay.
The other way around. The other thing. Walking speed is 10 feet. Dark vision. Strength-based attack rolls with advantage. Melee weapon attacks deal an extra d6 of force damage on a hit. I attack twice. I'm just going to use dice now because D&D Beyond is making me upset. I'm rolling flat because I roll with advantage, and I'm blinded, so disadvantage. So it's going to be flat. 17 plus 11 is going to be, oh god, now I have to do math. 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
I know that hits. Sorry, I'm not saying it. Fuck. Coffee was a bad idea, wasn't it? Frankie! Why?
Mother, I know you're trying to do numbers right now, but I must scream.
Kind of want down to
Stress.
shirt like a bug-eyed Cori. Coffee was a mistake right now.
It's 36 for my smite, and 12 slashing damage. That's my first attack.
Okay, so 12 slashing.
12 slashing, 36 smite. And a 21 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
That's going to be okay. Another 12 slashing, and I've run out of level 4 smites, so this is going to be a level 3. Waiting for D&D Beyond. Please and thank you. Oh my god. 16 radiant damage.
Okay.
So that's my bonus. That's my attack.
So Cori,
I need to do my. Oh, okay.
when you deal that second attack to Ravenholt, you see his body seems to lose its form as a humanoid, as it just seems to collapse into a pile on the ground, and as he does, there is just a mass of worms underneath his clothes that are all just pooled at the same spot as he has broken apart into a swarm of insects.
Okay. Does the effect that's on Gwen and I end
It
as
does
he...
not.
Okay. I don't see that because I'm still blinded.
Gwen do her deck save at the. Oh no, it's circle around. Okay.
And now I do my deck save. Disadvantage. Do, waiting for it to chug along. 13 plus 5, 18.
Okay. So this wormy mass is almost completely eviscerated. And from it, you all hear, I offer you each one last chance. Lay down your arms and embrace the eventuality of all things together, and we will unite the planes under a singular ordinance, a singular vision. No conflict, no strife, no pain or suffering. Accept my offer and join in the last story ever told, the last song ever sung. You will be infinity.
Fuck you.
Okay.
You know what? I'm in. I'm kidding. Get these things the fuck off of me.
Yeah, also, Cori, make yourself a dex save to get out of these worms.
I did. It's
Okay.
I got a 19.
All right.
Or not 19, an 18.
That is enough. You have succeeded. I
Haha.
believe. No, actually, 18 is not enough.
I thought so. 19's the one I'm
Yep.
looking for.
Yes. So then, Gwen, you have heard this as well, seeming to come from every worm that is upon you. This offer to join, and then you say, "Ha, fuck no." So you can make your attack as well.
Attack or save?
Well, if you want to attack, there's still
Still
center
worms all
file.
over.
Yep.
Yeah. At disadvantage, so this is a normal, just my attack, my
Yep.
action. Okay. What the fuck? I don't have. Okay. So that one is a 16 to hit, and the other one is a 31.
Well, you are currently attempting to strike out against a swarm of insects. So that is more than enough. And even though you yourself are covered, you can swing your axe down. And that is it for that creature. As the worms that it was controlling just seem to slough off of you. Same goes for Cori, as this small centered mass of wormies is no more.
Portal.
Yes.
Portal.
Caelum.
Portal.
Caelum, there is
Yeah.
indeed this rather large, now unstable looking portal. This gate.
All right. Can I get a guesstimation on how long it's going to stay open?
Make an Arcana check.
15?
You are guessing that this portal will stay open for 1 round.
He's going to jump down. And as he does so, he's casting Wall of Force to create a dome over the portal.
Okay. Caelum, as you go to create this dome over said portal, looking in, you see a creature looking back at you that is larger than the purple worm that you fought underneath the lands of the Feydark. And it doesn't make sense. It looks worm adjacent, but it has a mouth, and it has a countless number of eyes upon its head that don't seem to follow any kind of patterning that you would expect to find on any kind of sentient beast, and they are glowing red, as you also see these kind of reddish tendrils coming down from the front as it gets closer to the gate.
I don't have to make any eldritch saves for sanity.
Nope.
Just cool. I'm covering this portal with a Wall of Force.
Okay. Sounds good. So, You have put up this wall of force. It is then the creature's turn. And you see it get up to the front of this gate and kind of push its head against where this portal is. But it does not look like it has any way to get past your wall of force. Because you just did a straight wall up and down, right?
Just covering this wall with wall.
Yep. And as it is up at the gate, you just hear this deep as these tendrils seem to just kind of scrape across the inside of this planar portal. And the portal begins to shift as it begins to shrink down. And as it continues to shrink, it just looks like this creature is looking directly at you.
Caelum's going to bang a fist against the wall of force. You're going to stay in the darkness where you belong.
Caelum, what the fuck is that?
Until there is just enough that it is the size of about an orange, and you see one of those large, red, non-Euclidean eyes staring at you as the portal comes to a finish.
Whatever the fuck Ravenholt was trying to summon in.
That would be a Dark Star.
Okay, I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but is he talking about like the old ones? Like
The Elder Evils, yes.
Holy shit.
Dinda, Tharstin, Caius.
Is the portal closing on its own?
The portal was unstable and has since closed at the end of its turn.
Okay.
You don't have to take any more sickening radiance damage either, because you stopped the giant Jemmy from being all evil and weird.
Sure
Alright.
is
You
nice.
guys are out of combat.
How are y'all feeling?
Horrible, but we still have work to do.
We do.
I'm gonna check. Sorry, do I have a mental link with my Goliaths at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, looking down at the town, you do see some of them. This is actually a really good vantage point to look over all of Shroudport.
The tiefling went just on the roof.
Is there
Right.
still? Can we still see zombies running around down there?
You can.
We'll unpack this later. We have work to do.
The name of the campaign.
We'll unpack it later. We have work to do. We had to shorten it. That's why it's the 4 keys. But that's like the fun tagline. But it's only for our European distribution run. It's fine.
Wings.
Yes. Yes.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. I was implying that you should doodle that. Anyways,
So, so just for the sake of brevity, you guys know what's up. You have stopped the main evil from happening. You were successful in your skill challenge that happened earlier on in the day. So you are able to, one way or another, put an end to said worm problem that is in Shroudport. It was not easy. There are many folk that are looking incredibly worse for wear. And I would say that the danger lasts most of the night. By the time that you have finished making sure that you feel comfortable having rallied around your forces, it is probably going to be just the start of early morning. And as the sun rises on Shroudport, smoldering buildings, broken lighthouses off in the distance, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. It's a little bit early, but you guys did a heckin' great job today. So that is it for our game. I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us. Hopefully, as I've said, I'll try and do a little bit of a recap for this episode because most people don't like bugs or wormies or other things that are better left just being described from a mechanical perspective. So we can just do it that way on future episodes where we have more like content warning heavy stuff. We're just going to try and do it that way for y'all. But that's it. We had a great time, but I always have a great time whenever these people are on the show. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life, like a 720YY no-scope crane shot. God, that takes me back. You can catch me also on my Twitch, where I stream with my friends, and this week is my light week, so it's Thursday over at GGK, where we play Elegant Magics. I just finished a SWAT raid on my friends. Saturday, again, over at GGK, where we play Princess of the Apocalypse. We just beat a lightning King Kong, and now there is a helicopter firebombing the fortress we're in. It's loosely based on it. Val's having fun. We're having fun. That's good. And finally, Sundays over at the Hype Goblins channel, where I play Roland Grandbrook. He's a cleric sorcerer, and he just wants to keep his party healthy. They're making it very hard for him. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. This is also a light week for me because I'll be traveling. Oh my gosh. But tomorrow I'll be live on my channel at 3 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time on LBHackEmUp. I'm probably going to be playing some Dead by Daylight. I have been trucking through learning how to play the Wraith, aka Bing Bong, and I'm getting better, so I want to continue to improve. But after that, I'll be traveling. I'm going to go see Ted from Nerd Immersion, and I'm going to be doing TikToks with him. So if there's anything you want to see from us, please let me know, because I want to make him do the most, don't tell him, but I want to make him do like TikTok dances, even though that's not what I do on my channel. I want to see him do it.
I want to see him do it. He has drizzed swords. Make him do something with the cool swords.
I know.
Flossing with the Driz swords.
His mini collection is fucking incredible. I've seen it in person. It is amazing. I would need to do anyways. But after that, I will be on his channel on Thursday night. Lauren's going to be live on my channel on Friday night and Thursday night. But beyond that, I'll be back on GGK on Sunday night, because I'm going to be with bonus_stage_Rob for that period of time. So I've planned it out, and all things working out for the best. We're going to be here. RJ and I will be hanging out, and we'll be here next week on Wi-Fi, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll make it work. It's going to work. I'm bringing all my stuff. It better work. DanaeKeener.com.
I'm Cyber. You can find most of my stuff at cyberwolf1201.live. It's got links to my Twitch, where right now we're still playing through Hollow Knight. I got very, very tilted in the last couple of streams, but I think we're doing better. So hopefully we have a few more weeks left of that. If not, if I do get too tilted, I'm going to swap over to Pokemon Coliseum, because that's a game that I haven't played in a long time. And now I have the ability to stream that on my totally Nintendo-sanctioned Nintendo GameCube with my Nintendo-sanctioned Nintendo GameCube controller. Wink, wink. Archives that are on YouTube. I've got a Patreon where I do design work and make form-fillable PDFs of games that actually you can request if you want. Yeah, lots of cool stuff there. Check out jabroni.tv and the Jabroni TV YouTube channel. Right now we've got I think we have 4 more weeks left of Boycraft episodes going up. So if you want to watch 2 boyfriends build their forever home in a survival Minecraft server, check that out. I had a lot of fun editing a lot of those episodes, and we've got more stuff coming out really soon that I've been very excited about. So yeah, check out Jermone TV and check out the website because it's got a lot of cool people streaming schedules and stuff. For RPG stuff, I'm here, but you found us, so yay. And then on Wednesday, RJ and I are over on Open for Adventure, where last week I almost died multiple times. Whew. So yeah, that's fun. Let's check that out. I think that's it. DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can find me also on Twitter at Danae Keener, and you can look at my schedule there. Where all the streaming I'm doing, all the games I'm in. That's it, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/IndoorAdventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we're going to be going to our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you had any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Discord, post them in the Twitch chat to the side, try and get those questions to us however best you can, and we will do our best to respond. So with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.